You don't have to have competence to be confident. Con men don't have to have products to sell. They don't have to fulfill. They just have to sell, right? But the best people in our industry, I think the ones that would make the industry look better are the ones that I think just need a higher level of competency. If they had the competency, they'd have the confidence to speak up, and then they'd have the confidence to be visible, and they'd have the, and it goes on and on from there.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and you probably can say it with me. Yes, indeed, I am excited to be here today. I'm excited. I'm excited about my guests. We always have just fascinating guests, and this is no different. I mean, imagine realtors out there, agents, right? Just imagine if you had something that could help you price houses, like they could tell you the price that you need for the house. Like this not my area of expertise. Hopefully I ain't even jumping the gun, because this guy got so much that he could talk about from so many different angles. He may not even want to give you all this nugget. So I'm going to tease you, but I leave it up to him for him to disseminate whatever information he wants the viewers to know. But I'm super excited today to have Mr. Justin Barry here. Sir, how are you doing today, man?
Good. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited.
No, man, me too, man. You was giving me so many great nuggets, behind closed doors. But like I said, I'm, being very honest. I want you to tell the listeners what it is that you want them to know. I know you have a wealth of knowledge. You and your wife have built, an incredible business. And so I want to take the time just now to dive in with you, right? I want you to take us into your world. Get us familiar with what you're doing. What's your main focus these days? And what markets are you operating in, sir, if you don't mind?
Sure. Yeah. So just kind of real quick, I got into real estate appraising as soon as I got out of high school. Didn't go to college. I didn't want to grow up. I wanted to be a traveling musician. So I got this opportunity to measure houses for an appraiser, and I didn't want to grow up. And then along the way, I grew up, and thank God I did get into what I got into, because it was completely by accident, but it's it's been great for my life. I go through the crash of the 2008, come out on the other side. I'm a hungry kid at that point. Big old mortgage on my back. Somehow I got through all that. Appraising comes back. I never say no to an order. I'm nibbling Adderall. I'm staying awake all night, getting caught up, right? Paying off so much debt at that point. Well, you build this muscle that says, I'll never stop working. I'll never turn down a deal. I'll never, ever put myself in such a position again. And you end up building bad habits. And my bad habit was working over family, working over, you know what I mean? Working over importance, and not even having a goalpost to get to. It's just, I would constantly burn the boats to go to battle and put myself in the position where I was always digging out, because I was afraid one day I might quit. One day I might find out that I'm a quitter. So if I never stop
living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And I convinced myself I'm broke. And I convinced, I ended up doing that for 8 years after I switched into real estate. And, we did really well. Every penny I made put back into my business because I never wanted to feel like I was ahead. I ended up hiring, my wife starts working with me pretty early on, but I'm used to carrying stress. I start watching the stress eat at her. Now she's the one going to the chiropractor. Now she's the one going to the Chinese medicine lady and taking funky pills and putting needles in her body. And, anytime we hear about back then we'd hear about some chiropractor that does some special drainage massage. We're like, let's go do it. And we were chasing all of these all this snake oil. And what it really boiled down to was we were stressed out and we had high cortisol, we're gaining weight and our bodies hurt. And, hell, we were still in our late 30s. That's not so, so we were like, 40 is going to be hard. We're making all those jokes because we were being really hard on our bodies. Well, when my wife starts getting sick, I look at her and I go, that's not going to happen. It's okay for me, but it's not okay for you. So I ended up meeting somebody and they were using a virtual assistant, and I hired a virtual assistant. I remember telling my wife, I said, if you had 15 extra hours a week, what would you do with it? And she's like, I would go to the gym. I would read a book. I would, personal things. She would take some time for herself. And I said, okay, because we're working 60, 70 hours a week. I'm like, okay, if I hired a virtual assistant for $4 or $5 an hour and we paid her 40 hours a week, but we only really got 15 hours a week, like if it bought you 15 hours a week back, would that be worth it? And she's like, yeah. So I did. And that VA's job solely was to just organize my wife Tara's email into just some simple buckets. Stuff that Tara has to do needs to be done today. Stuff Tara needs to look at probably has to do, but doesn't need to be done today. And then stuff that the VA already took care of. So that way you could go and see what they did. And that was it. It was just a very simple system. Well, next thing you know, the VA learns everything about our business because everything in your business comes through email. So she starts getting a pretty good idea of what's going on. And next thing you know, it's, ma'am, I could take care of that for you. Ma'am, would you like me to just go ahead and do that for you? And she's starting to take things off Tara's plate. Well, next thing you know, we end up growing out a team of those virtual assistants, and they ran our brokerage. The whole back end of the brokerage was ran through virtual assistants of about 5 or 6, give or take at the time. Then next thing you know, my wife and I don't know what our job is. Like, what I'm saying? You replace yourself and you're like, well, what is it that I do? And I kind of, because I end up hiring one for me too. And it's kind of, like on The Office when Michael Scott comes back from the Bahamas and he's been gone, he's got the one braid and everything was running smooth until the boss came back. Like all of a sudden that's me. I'm like, let me open that up. I'll work on that. And actually I'm the wrong person to be doing this. They're faster at it. And I'm getting everybody's way. So I found myself where I was only in real estate doing production. We were doing 6, 7 investments a year. And then I had this free time. So we took Anne, replaced her in the real estate company because she just built all the SOPs and the trainings. And now she oversees it, but she's not in it every day. She works in the real estate company 5 to 10 hours a week, just like I do. And then we went and started a virtual assistant company where we help real estate agents do the exact same thing. Because I was told that your purpose in life is to find the one thing that you struggled with and then help other people overcome it. So like time collapse it down for them so they can do it faster. That's what we're doing now. So I just got really, really lucky, completely accidentally. Everything in my life's an accident, like a happy little accident that, that all worked out. And now I'm just trying to share it. I end up getting through that. That company's been up and running. And now, to be honest, a lot of that, I don't know what I do because they're running the show. You wouldn't hire me to come in. I'm a terrible employee. You wouldn't hire me to come in and organize anything.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I'm the mess maker. So like in a lot of ways, I already made that mess and now they've cleaned it up and it's a running operation. So now it gives me time to go make another mess which is this company Appraiser Pro that we're launching here in September. I've been in real estate 22, 23 years in the industry. I've been selling for about 12. I've yet to find a training, a class, anything that teaches real estate agents how to price homes the way an appraiser does.
Mm,
I've yet to see anything that teaches them how to fight an appraisal if they got a bad one. They do happen.
mm,
And we built the software and the training that that anybody could use this software within an hour and be be pretty powerful for them. And then we have, deeper training if you really, really wanted to dive in deep. But within 1 hour, I can take an agent that has a comp range of this, and we can at least get their opinion to shrink down. So like imagine you had, comparables between 450 and 550. We have $100,000 spread. If I can get that spread to shrink down to 10 or $15,000, that's all the opinion range you have now. That makes pricing a home a heck of a lot easier for an agent or an investor wanting to know what's it worth as is, what should I offer, what's it worth cleaned up, what are the different stages in between, and what does it cost to get to each one of those. It's really not that hard to do. It's just having the software, knowing how to input the information and then press the button. There's a lot of AI tools that are out there, but they can't smell cat pee. They
mm.
can't, they can't tell that the neighbor's house has junk cars in the backyard. It can't
Yeah.
tell that the basement walls are bowed in. There's a lot of limitations to what AI can do. And that's one of the last things in real estate that I think AI is going to have a hard time tackling. So we're going to solve it.
Yeah. No, man, I love it, man. I gotta say this, man. You're a great storyteller, man. And so I love stories, and man, I was riveted over here, man. Like you actually literally had me scrambling for my next question because the questions that I had prompted, I'm like, this dude is already answering these questions. And so great storytelling. But
Got
what I
you
love about what
popping
you're
in.
building, yeah, exactly. But what I love about what you're building and what I'm hearing, and even actually what you said, is that this kind of puts you in a position to pick houses that other people probably wouldn't pick, right?
Exactly.
Because of what you built and because of your experience. And one of the questions I was going to ask was, how do you keep the machine running smoothly? And you can answer that, but I think the VAs kind of help with that. So you could answer
Yeah.
that, but what I really want to know from you, Mr. Jerry, is what continues to keep you passionate, man? Because they taking the jobs. Your VAs is got you sitting here like, man, okay, so
Yeah.
what's next for me? So what keeps you passionate, Mr. Jerry?
When I had a job for anybody else, I could do it about 9 months to a year and I was bored. I'm a terrible employee. I am the quintessential entrepreneur. I just took me a long time to get comfortable with the risk.
Yeah.
And but a lot of entrepreneurs suffer from ADHD. That's how we end up where we get to because our dopamine is constantly looking for the next thrill.
Mhm.
I'm no different. So I have two
Mhm.
choices. I can miserably make myself become a miracle morning person, which I don't want to be. I can, I have an old broker that used to go and train with the Navy SEALs. I would love to have the body, but I don't want to do the work. It's just not me. I don't enjoy grinding. I did that for a long time. I think that grinding hustle culture is unhealthy for
Mhm.
me. It might be great for other people. Like if that's your thing, like it's like being an athlete. I'm not. I don't want to be a lineman on a football team. I'm
Yeah.
the quarterback, and
Yeah.
that's an ego. It's wrong, whatever. But that's who I am. I like to lead.
Yep.
But what makes me, what's passionate for me is chasing new ideas, like
Yeah.
finding problems. So just like Pricer Pro, I've been at these conferences on the road a lot and I'm looking around going, they've yet to do this thing that everybody in the industry thinks we do.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The number one things that NAR says that clients are looking for is generally related around expertise around pricing. What should I offer on a house? What should I list my price? What should I list my house for? How do I sell my house in the least amount of time for the highest? Well, when the average agent's shooting from the hips and you have a wide range of opinions. The other thing is I know that there's a lot of really, really good real estate agents out there that just aren't confident.
Yeah.
So like my product's not going to be for con men. You don't need this if you're just a person that can talk. And you'll have those people that will say, I don't need this. I already know how to price houses because I'm successfully selling houses. And that's true that they don't necessarily need it to sell houses. I'm really wanting to help the people that would treat this like a career and they just need the confidence to speak up. I was at a party not too long ago, well, a year ago, and there's one of our friends' kids walking around with with an iPad, face down on the iPad, and everybody's asking him, like, what are you going to start school soon? Are you gonna? He's like 5, 6, something like that, and what grade are you in? All those questions, and he'll just talk but not look up, And I'm a teaser, so when I mess with kids, I'm talking to them like they're adults, and I'm always throwing smoke at them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a complex that I have. I don't know, but I look at him and I say, I bet I could beat you at Fortnite.
Yeah.
Watch that kid light up, man. All of a sudden that kid's like, no, here's 7 reasons why you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that and I go, he's competent. He's not just confident because he's not confident in the room, right? But his competency at Fortnite is so high, he doesn't even know my skill level, but he knows he can beat me, right? And I look at it and I go, you don't have to have competence to be confident. Con men don't have to have products to sell. They don't have to fulfill. They just have to sell, right? But the best people in our industry, I think the ones that would make the industry look better are the ones that I think just need a higher level of competency. If they had the competency, they'd have the confidence to speak up. And then they'd have the confidence to be visible and they'd have and it goes on and on from there. So for me, I'd like to shore up the industry with professional skills training. And I think we're moving into a market where mediocrity isn't going to be relevant anymore. People don't need us to look at houses online. They don't need us to answer their questions anymore. In fact, our brokerage now has an AI built out that the agents can ask the AI bot any question that the broker probably could answer. And unless it's a strategic one that we need to talk about, it tells them how to, like the other day, we were filling out a contract. The agent forgot how, it's been years since she had done a bridge loan. She couldn't remember how to do the math on the bridge loan. AI could answer that question. The math was done right. So if it's able to do that for the agents, it's going to be able to do that for clients. And clients will have all the questions they need answered in their pocket. It's going to be like WebMD versus doctors. And the doctors are going to say, just like your doctor, stop reading WebMD, come talk to me. We're going to be doing the same thing, except AI might be right. AI might be able to answer the questions at least as good as the average real estate agent who may only sell a house 4 times a year, or last year, 70-something% didn't sell a house at all. So how is an agent that hasn't sold a house in over a year that much better than AI and a person that's buying, representing themselves? So I want to raise that up, and I really want to highlight the people that do the right thing when nobody's looking. And I think that's who should be on our industry. And they just need the confidence boost around their skill set to stand out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to apologize too, man. I don't know if you noticed, I took your first name and your last name and slammed them together, and I was calling you Jerry. So I took Justin and Barry and I slammed them together. I was like, listen, Jerry. So I want to apologize.
That's okay, man.
I don't know if you caught that or not.
It's my grandma's name. It's okay. I got a Gary Barry and a Larry Barry in the family. Another Jerry. It wouldn't be quite a junior, but it'd be grandma's name.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna ask this question. You alluded to it. I don't want to, just answer the question for you because I hear how you want to empower people. You talked about competence and just confidence, right? And so you really want to empower people. You talked about, you want to coach people up. And to me, it sounds like you're an incredible coach. But I do want to ask this question just to frame it and put it out there. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next? Like, what's the next real goal for you?
Yeah, I really want to see how most of my career I've been focusing on, 3 or 4 zip codes. And I want to have larger impact in the world. Yeah. I have this belief that, like, this is how I teach my kids about life. I tell them that life's a condo tower and that you start on the first floor. The most amount of people live on the first floor. Everybody thinks they want to be in the penthouse. There's only 3 or 4 people in the penthouse level. And, the penthouse people, they're on the 10th floor. They hang out with people on the 9th and the 8th a little bit too. But, 5, 6, and 7, they don't really understand what the people are talking about on the penthouse. They're riding on the elevator together and there's a conversation and they're trying to pick it up, but it's just not quite clicking, But the same thing, first floor, they're partying, second, third, and fourth kind of hang out together. There's a little bit of overlap, as the frequencies are kind of in and out,
Yep.
right? So I tell my kids, like, it's your job every day to get on the elevator. You got to get off the
Mm.
first floor every day and get upstairs. But it's also your job to drop nuggets, because what you don't want to have happen is you make it to the penthouse and you're all by yourself.
Mm.
Because the higher up you go in life, the more that, you're enlightened, or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
the lonelier it gets. Like, you have to shed people. Show me your nearest 5 friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
Well, you just can't jump. It's one floor at a time, and you have to learn the lessons of each floor. But I
Yeah.
think the biggest one in there is that it's your job. It's not your job to pull people there. It's your job to drop the nuggets and let them know, hey, this is what's going on the second floor, and here's how they think. And that's so for me, as far as like impact and what I want to scale and what I want to do is, I spend a lot of time thinking. Obviously, I was a songwriter a lot of my life, so I analyze things. I love doing that, and I just want to constantly look for problems that I can solve and help people solve theirs faster. But doing that by sharing those nuggets as I go. A lot of times, like when I'm speaking, it's like when Grandpa talked about having 10 foot of snow walking back and forth to school. Even on my own team, my own company, there seems to be a disconnect between what Justin's done and what I'm doing now. Well, you don't understand because it was different back then somehow. It's like, no, it wasn't. In fact, most of my growth came in the last 3 to 4 years. So a lot of what
Mm.
I've done was scaled in a short amount of time. Once I broke through the ceiling, I could run, but it took the right information and being around the right people. And like for me, we went to a Jared James Mastermind. I think it was in 21, 22. Yeah, 4
Mhm.
years ago. It was $5,000 a seat. It's the most expensive thing I'd ever bought that I didn't know what I was getting.
Mm.
All you know is that bring your laptop and you're going to learn a lot of stuff, and what I ended up learning was all the answers I needed were in that room. But the
Mhm.
real change for me, my best friends came from that room. I distilled down to 15, 20 people that paid $5,000 a seat to be there. We probably shared the same problems. Guess what? I found out we were all on the same floor of that condo tower. I just finally found my people. Now
Come on.
I had my 4 or 5 friends that were all thinking the same way. They live all over the world and all over the country. So we hop on planes and get together all the time. But when we do, we are committed to each other for 3 and 4 days, and we would rent houses and do masterminds, just us. And but those became my people, and that's where I really grew from, was the community, and then finding that resonance that was where I was at. And I find that we share, we connect over
Yeah.
problems. If you find the most successful people, imagine Shark Tank. I bet you if you're backstage Shark Tank, they're not sitting around talking about successes. I
Right.
bet you they're sitting around going, I got this problem. And somebody else has got the solution, or they know somebody that's got the solution. But it's, we all get together around our problems. At least when you get off the first floor. Maybe the
Yeah.
first floor, maybe we just watch football and drink beers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you get to 5, 6, 7, whatever that is, you don't relate to people on the first floor because you don't share the same problems anymore. So I just want to help people have better problems.
Man, so well said. I mean, that was a wealth of nuggets that you just gave, man. You talked about community, you talked about giving back. These are the things that I'm synthesizing, right? Because
Yeah.
what I know, everybody in this world wants community. They want to
Yes.
be around people that understand them. And I mean, we can go either scale. We can go in the criminal world. We can go in just,
Yes.
the teacher world. We can go anywhere you want to go. Everybody craves community. Everybody wants to be understood. And so I
Yeah.
thank you for giving that knowledge about connectivity, about sharing, about you being in the same room, about the elevator. Every metaphor that you use was just perfect. And so, man, I thank you, man. I thank you. Listen, we are up on time. I knew this was going to be an easy flowing conversation. I could go another 30 minutes. I just don't have the time, man. So before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, or maybe collaborate and learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, man?
Yeah. Hire Today VA, HireTodayVA, like virtual assistant.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can schedule a time on there. Happy to hop on a call with anyone and talk. Basically our goal is to just help you figure out how to, identify the constraints in your business. Guess what? It's probably you. It was
Yeah.
always me. So if we can help you figure out how to get out of your own way, get more time for things that are more important, whether that's scaling your business or more time with your family or a combination of both, that's literally what we do. And I sit down with you, with my team, and we hash out some plans. If it's something you want to move forward with, awesome. If not, we got new friends. So I'm okay with making friends.
Love it, man. There he is. Let me put some respect on his name, Mr. Justin Derry.
Yeah.
Not Jerry, people, Mr. Justin Derry.
I answer to a lot.
Listen, man, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for your time, your perspective,
Thank
your
you.
storytelling. We'll talk a little more, but man, I love your storytelling, man. And so thank you for your time. Thank you for the nuggets that you dropped. It was great, man. It was great having you here today. And so just thank you, man, for being with us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And for everyone else, you're tuning in, you're watching this. So just go ahead and hit subscribe. Come on, you don't want to miss out on these great conversations, right? So just go ahead and subscribe, and then we can guarantee that we will see each other on the next time. Let's do it, right? So thank y'all for tuning in. Mr. Justin, thank you again, sir. Everyone, have a great day.
Thanks, Quentin.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.